Greetings, and thank you for the opportunity to present to you a really exciting project, the incredible Edible Alaska Mariculture Cluster. And there's so many components of this proposal that are just truly historic and just epic in size and impact that we're going to try to quickly go through those. But just geographic size, the map that you see there, if you take a look to the right where you see, Ketchikan in Southeast Alaska, if you were to overlay this on the United States of America's map, that would be touching the east coast of Florida. And if you take a look at the far left screen where you see the islands of the Aleutians and the Attu, that would actually touch the west coast of California. This size of this cluster initiative is historic in so many senses. There are 4 economic development districts that cover that area. And those are collaborative partners with us, along with another historic partnership that brings in not only the 4 economic development districts, but the stakeholder groups themselves of industry. You'll hear a representative here in a moment talk about the industry impacts, but taking a look at their industry trade group, the Alaska Mariculture Alliance, the Fisheries Development Foundation, the University of Alaska, very key partner on this, but importantly, though, the tribal participation with Central Council, Tlingit and Haida Indian Tribes of Alaska, and then the state of Alaska itself. We're very pleased to have the governor's signature supporting the cluster vision that we have here. And there are 7 very unique but intertwined components to this that takes the scattered businesses that are throughout the state of Alaska engaged in mariculture and really helps create the scale that makes an industry that's codependent on each. So you can see the different components of this, and we'll dive into those as questions allow us to. But you can see from every aspect of the industry that is dependent on each of the from the oversight and management through governance to the workforce development, all the way down through the actual components of the industry, and then helping to fund those as well. So I'm going to turn this over to Marcos quickly so he can talk about where the industry is in their projections and trajectories. Mr. Scheer.
Thank you very much, Robert, and thank everybody for the opportunity to talk to you today. My name is Marcos Scheer. I am the founder and CEO of Premium Aquatics, which is a multi-species mariculture operation in Alaska. And one of the reasons that, real quickly, why I wanted to invest in Alaska and be part of this development of this industry is there's 35,000 miles of coastline. There are 5,000 fishing vessels, and the opportunity is almost unlimited within scalability. The challenge has been capital. So if we look at this chart you see before us, the industry development trajectory. So currently you can see the blue line at the bottom, and that is the projected trajectory for the revenue in the industry without the support, the public-private support that would be between the Build Back Better opportunity and private investment. If we look at the top line, the projection is with the inclusion of the Build Back Better funding, the likelihood is that funding de-risks the investment in the industry considerably, and that de-risking, I believe, will bring private capital. When you look at the multiplier and the jobs that are likely to come from the development, it is an incredible opportunity to build coastal communities in Alaska, many of which are challenged economically. And this is an ideal industry with the current seafood industry infrastructure to be successful in that. There's already been investment in the industry through a couple of different sources, including the World Wildlife Foundation and the Grantham Foundation. I have gone out and sought and obtained private equity capital to start our operation, but the biggest challenge we have is capital. With capital, we could see that top line, and that's what we're looking for. And I think that it is absolutely viable. So appreciate the opportunity and the support. I don't know how much more time I've got.
I just want to conclude with this final slide here on what we see as really one of the most important components, because what we're doing is epic and historic and impactful, but how we do it is so meaningful as well. And what we've done is a set aside of 50% of these of the funding proposed in there is going to go to underserved communities and Alaska Natives. So 25% solely for Alaska Natives, additionally another 25% for underserved communities, which are predominantly Alaska Natives. And what we see is really an opportunity to serve the most underserved. Alaska as a state is underserved. Our indigenous communities are also very underserved. And so you may have noticed a lack of specificity in some of the projects that were picked, but what we've invested in was a process, because you can't go into this culture and tell them that we have 3 months to line out 5 years of investment. And so what we did is we worked with our tribal partners to put together a process by which we will choose and invest where that investment goes through the governance structure that they're a member of. And so we're really excited about where this is going to take us, and we're quite open for as many questions as time will allow.